As you know, the president has depicted a former president and first lady as apes. The behavior has been declared racist by a good many people, but I don't think the president has really received the message that is unacceptable. He seems to think that he can do these dastardly things with impunity. Tonight, I wanted him to have a person confront him and let him know that black people aren't apes, that black people are not going to tolerate this kind of behavior. I don't speak for everybody, but I speak for people of goodwill who understand that if you tolerate this kind of behavior, you perpetuate it. I refuse to tolerate this level of hate that the president is in fact putting into policy. We must take a stand against this level of invidious discrimination. I wanted him to know and I wanted him to see it and hear it up close. But judging from the expression on his face, he got the message. He saw it, he got the message, and I hope that others will let him have a similar message so that he will discontinue this behavior. Now, there are people who believe that I should not take a stand such as this. There are others who have taken stands, and they too have been vilified. Dr. King went to jail for taking a stand. Rosa Parks went to jail for taking a stand. Sometimes you have to take a stand. Rosa Parks was alone when she was arrested in a racist southern town, but she was there. There are times when it is, on some issues, better to stand alone than not stand at all. I stood alone, but I assure you, I would do it again because he must know that there are people who will take a stand against his insidious behavior.
Do you think you're standing alone on Capitol Hill?
I believe that there are others who agree with me, but for some reason, they're not ready to do what I do. And I'll not give any reasons to characterize why they choose to do what they do. But I know that there are many who agree with me. I've heard people in private conversations talk about it. And you've talked about it on television. You've seen it yourselves with the various persons who are on these various programs that talk about these kinds of issues, the political programs. So there are other people, but at some point you have to confront him face to face. He needed to see this. He needs to know that there are people who will take a stand against him. He has become a person who assumes that he is beyond the law. He doesn't recognize the separation of powers. He doesn't recognize due process of the law. He doesn't believe that judges can make rulings that are antithetical to his opinions and be right. He assumes that if he says it, it is right, and that might makes right. And if we allow this to continue, he is shredding the Constitution. He goes to war at will without conferring with the Congress. If we allow this to continue, the Constitution will be meaningless at some point. So we have to take a stand now.
What are the consequences for being kicked out 2 years in a row from the State of the Union?
I haven't, the consequences were of no consequence to me. You have to take a stand. The consequences of no consequence, in the sense that I would allow the consequences to prevent me from doing what I believe is a righteous thing to do. Dr. King did not allow the consequences to prevent him from going to Birmingham, and he went to jail. Rosa Parks did not allow the consequences to prevent her from taking a seat on the bus. That's where we are now. We are back to a point where people have to take a stand. I'm just a person who has done it. There are many others, I believe, who would. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I
Can you show
appreciate
us your
you.
sign again? Thank you, Congressman.
Congressman, what are you going to do for the rest of the evening? Will you watch
Well,
the
I
rest
have to